Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning dear students. Today we are going to discuss about wonderful world of science from class 6 CBSE syllabus. Children, the study of earth's surface, its people and their environment including both physical like mountains and rivers and human aspects like culture and society are called geography. Children, now let us discuss the geographical features of the earth. Have you ever looked up the sky and wonder where the earth ends, or stood on the ground and thought about what lies deep beneath your feet? Well, the place where we live, play, eat, sleep and grow is called earth. Earth is the third planet from the sun and our home. Unique has the only world in the universe to support life. It is our home planet and it is very special because it is only planet we know that supports life like plants, animals and human beings. Children, our Earth, our home planet, is the third planet from the Sun in solar system, a rocky, dynamic world with a unique environment that supports life. Already we discussed is also known as the blue planet due to its vast oceans. The Earth's surface is about 71% of water, with land compressing the rest. The planet forming 4.5 billion years ago led to oceans and oxygen-rich atmosphere and the development of diverse ecosystems and complex life including humans. Children, have you ever looked at the earth and noticed how different some places look from other? Some places are high like mountains and some places flat like plains and other are surrounded by water like islands. These are natural shapes and features of the earth's surface are called landforms. Children, these landforms are discovered by William Morris Davis in 1850 to 1934. He is a geographer, geologist, and meteorologist. David founded the science of geomorphology, the study of landforms. His cycle of erosion theory proposed that landforms are shaped by physical forces like water, ground breaking, but not entirely accurate concept that provided the first scientific paradigm of the field. Children, now let us discuss about landforms. The main landforms of the earth include mountains, plains, plateaus and hills, which are large natural features of the earth's surface shaped by tectonic activity, volcanic activity and erosion. The other landforms such as valley, desert, canyons and basins also exist with differences in their shape, size and composition. Children, now let us discuss in detail about types of landforms. First, let us discuss about mountains. Mountains are very high landforms that rise above the surrounding land. They often have steep slopes and pointed or rocked peaks. Mountains are landforms that are much higher than the surroundings of landscape. They can be recognized by a broad base, steep slopes and a narrow summit. Depending on their height, some mountains are covered with snow at low altitudes. The snow melts every summer and turns into water that feeds as the river. Children, the water from the atmosphere reaches the ground in any form like rain, snow and hail are the most common forms of precipitation. Children, let us discuss how these mountains are formed. They are usually formed when two tectonic plates push against each other, causing the land to arise. Children, now let us discuss the why mountains are important. The mountains are a source of rivers, minerals and provide tourism and adventure sports. They also affect climate and weathers. Children, mountain environment and mountain slopes are often covered with a type of a forest called mountain forest, where conifer trees such as pines, fir, spruce, and deodar are common. These conifer trees grow tall and cone-shaped with thin pointed leaves. At higher altitudes, the trees give away the grass, mosses, and lichens. Let us see what is mountain forest. A type of forest that grow in mountain regions are called mountain forest. And what is moss? Moss, a small green plant without flowers or true roots, often spreading in a cushion-like covers, are called moss. Lichen, a plant-like organisms that generally sealing to rocks, walls, or trees are called lichens. Children, deep forest, flowering rivers, lakes, grasslands, and caves in the mountains are homes to diverse fauna. For the instance, the golden eagle, the Peregrine falcon, and the Canadian lynx, the snow leopard, the ibex, the Himalayan thar, the mountain hare, the yak, and the grey fox, and the black bear. Children, the Ganga is the Indian name of the largest river originating in the Himalayas. In English, Gangas is also used. Nearly 2,500 kilometers along, this river has numerous tributaries. Some of them, like Yamuna and the Gagara, also originated in the Himalayas. Others, like Sun or Son, originated from the Vindhya range of the south of the Ganga plain. Children, the life in the mountains are usually rugged and rough and has steep slopes. This means that regular farming can only be practiced in some valleys. Let us discuss what is a valley. A valley is a lower area between mountains or hill, often a river flowing through it. Children, let us see how the valley is formed. Valley is formed by a river or erosion or glacier cutting through the land. The importance of valley have a fertile soil, water sources, and beautiful scenery. Children, Kashmir Valley and Great Rift Valley are the examples. Children, the cultivation is practiced on the slopes by cutting steps into slope, and this is called terrace farming. In many mountain regions of the world, herding is the preferred occupation over agriculture. Terrain, a piece of stretch of a land from the point of view of its physical future, like tourism, is often an important source of income for the people living in the mountains. The crisp mountain air and scenic beauty attracts many tourists. Some tourists also go to the mountains for sports such as skiing, hiking, and mountaineering and paragliding. For many centuries, people have also traveled to these uplands for pilgrimages to holy sites. But an excessive inflow of visitors can also put the fragile mountain environment under pressure. It is often difficult to find the right balance. Children, now let us discuss about another type of landform which is also called hills. A hill is a natural landform of earth's surface that is higher than the surrounding terrain but smaller and less steep than a mountain, typically with a rounded top and gentler slopes. The hills are evaluated areas of land that are lower and less steep than mountains. They are formed by erosion, glaciers, or the uplift of the land. Children, the importance of hills are often used for farming, terrace farming, growing tea, and building towns. Examples of hills are Nilagiri Hills in India and Aravali Hills in India. Banchindri Pal started climbing mountains from a young age and led many women's climbing expeditions. She was the first woman to climb Mount Everest in 1984 and was awarded Padma Shri at the same year. And Arunima Sinha lost a leg in an accident. She was 22. With Banchindri Pal's encouragement and training, she managed to climb Mount Everest in 2013 and went on to climb the highest peak of ever continent, including Mount Vinson in Antarctica. She was awarded Padma Shri in 2015. Let us discuss despite a few challenges that people living in the mountain may face. There are flash floods, means a sudden local fault often caused by cold burst, and landslide, the sudden collapse of mass of earth or rocks from the mountainside, and cold burst, a sudden violent rainstorm may occur. The sudden fall of snow, ice, rocks from mountain slides often occurs when the snow starts melting. Children, the life in the mountains has definite positives, forms pure air to the beautiful scenery. It also involves potential challenges, both natural and man-made, some of which are depicted in these pictures. Many traditional communities around the world consider mountains to be sacred places and worship them. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world at 18,849 meters, has many names. Tibetan calls it Komalangma, which means Mother Goddess of the world, and worship the mountain as such. Nepalese calls it Sagarmata, meaning Goddess of the sky. Similarly, Mountain Kailash in Tibet is held sacred by followers of Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. Such reverence for mountain summits is also found where else in India as well as in other parts of the world. Children, now let us discuss about another type of landform which is called a plateau. A plateau is a landform that arises up from the surrounding land and has more or less flat surface. Some of its sides are often steep slopes like mountains. Plateaus can be young or old in terms of the earth history. Two examples of plateaus are the Tibetan Plateau, the largest and highest plateau in the world, and the Deccan Plateau. The highest of the plateau can vary from a few hundred meters to several thousand meters. The plateaus are formed by lava flows or uplift of land due to Earth's movement. And the importance of the plateaus are rich in minerals and are used for grazing and farming. The Tibetan Plateau has an average altitude of 4,500 meters, which explains why it has been nicknamed the roof of the world from east to west. It is nearly 2,500 kilometers long, the distance from Chandigarh to Kanyakumari. The Deccan Plateau of the central and south India is the one of the oldest plateau in the world, formed through volcanic activity millions of years ago. Children, like mountains, plateaus are rich in minerals deposit. They have been called storehouses of minerals. As a result, mining is a major activity on plateaus, where many of the world's largest mines are found. For example, the East African Plateau is famous for gold and diamond mining. In India, a huge rivers like iron, coal and magnesium are found in the Chota Nagpur Plateau. The plateau environment is very diverse across the world. Many plateaus have a rock soil which makes them less fertile than plains and therefore the least favorable to farming. An exception is that of lava plateaus, as they often have a rich black soil. Plateaus are also homes to many spectacular waterfalls. Children, the Victoria Falls on the Zambia River is in South Africa, and the Handra Falls on the Sbarnaleka River in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, and the Jog Falls on the Saravati River in the Western Ghats are few such waterfalls. These drop down 340 meters from the Chirapunji Plateau in Meghalaya. Children, now let us discuss another type of landform which is called plains. Plains are landforms that have an extensive, flat or gentle undulating surface. They do not have any large hills or deep valleys. They are generally not more than 300 meters above sea level. The sea level means the average level of the surface of the oceans are called mean sea level. Floodplains are one type of plains formed by rivers originating in mountain ranges where they collected particles of rocks, sands and silt called sediments. These sediments are carried all the way to the plains where the river deposits them, making the soil very fertile. As a result, these plains are ideal for growing crops of all kinds, and agriculture is a major economic occupation in this landform. Plains also support a variety of flora and fauna. These plains mostly formed, already we discussed that, by the deposition of sedimentations by rivers, wind and glaciers. The plains are very fertile and good for agriculture and ideal for human settlement. Examples of plains are Gangetic Plain in India and Great Plains in USA. Children, let us discuss the life on the plains. The life in the plains thousands of years ago, the first civilization developed around rivers in the fertile plains. In our times too, a large part of the world's population lives in plains. About 40 crore people, more than one fourth of the total Indian population, live in India's Ganga's plain. As with many other plains of the world, the major occupation of the people in this region includes river, fishing, and agriculture. Food crops such as rice, wheat, maize, barley, and millets are grown. Fiber crops such as cotton, jute, and hemp are also grown in Gangatic plains. Traditional agriculture has been mostly rain-fed. In recent decades, however, the agricultural has been turned into irrigation with water brought to the fields through networks of canals or pumped from groundwater. While irrigation has been increased agricultural production, it has also contributed to the depletion of groundwater. This presents a challenge for the future of agriculture in the region. Some of the other problems affecting the Ganga plains including high population and pollution. Whether in mountain ranges or plains, rivers around the world have carried immense cultural value. In particular, many communities have considered a river a source and its confluence with one or two other rivers to be scared. In India, numerous festivals, ceremonies, and rituals are conducted at such locations. Because plains have a gentle slope, river navigation is easy and support a lot of economic activities. In earlier days, people also used rivers extensively to travel from one place to another place. Even today, there are stretches along Ganga where people prefer to use boats to move around. Children, now let us discuss about another type of landform which are called desert. A desert is a hot or cold arid region with less than 200 millimeters means 10 inches of annual rainfall characterized by scarce vegetation and extreme temperatures. Landforms are shaped by wind creating features like sand dunes, which are mounds of sand deposited by wind, and mushroom rocks, which are formed by sand blasting effects of wind and rock or eroding the base more than the top. Such landform is the desert. The desert are considered to be a large and dry expanses with a very little precipitation. Their flora and fauna are also unique. Some deserts are hot like Sahara Desert in Africa, the Thar Desert in northwest of the Indian subcontinent. Others are cold like Gobi Desert in Asia. Some experts are also described that Antarctica continent as a desert. Despite harsh living conditions, humans have adapted to most of the deserts. In India, communities living in the Thar Desert or migrating through it hot rich cultural traditions such as folk songs, legends and related to the deserts. Children, these deserts are formed in areas where a little rainfall and high temperatures causes waters to evaporate quickly. Deserts can also have oases, minerals and are home to special plants and animals can survive harsh climates. Children, now let us discuss another type of landform which is called islands. An island is a landmass that is surrounded by water. Island can vary in size from small patches of land to a large areas like Greenland. Some islands are formed by volcanic activity while other may be the result of rising sea levels or erosion. Children, these islands are a piece of land surrounded by water on all the sides. They formed from due to volcanic activity, coral deposits by breaking off from a large landmass. And the importance of landforms are for fishing, tourism and marine life. Examples of few landforms are Andaman Nicobar Islands and Sri Lanka Islands. Children, now let us discuss another type of landform which is called peninsulas. A peninsula is a piece of land that is almost entirely surrounded by water but remains connected to a large landmass on one side. It extends into a body of water and is described as almost an island, a meaning derived from its Latin origin. Peni means almost and insula means island. The largest peninsula in the world is the Arabian Peninsula. Children, these peninsulas are formed by natural formation due to erosion or shifting of land over the time. The importance of peninsula is having a long coastline which is good for ports, fishing and trade. Examples of peninsula are Indian Peninsula and Arabian Peninsula. Children, now let us discuss the life on the peninsula. The life in the Indian Peninsula is diverse, featuring various tropical forests and savannas that support a wide range of flora and fauna, including teak and salt trees and animals like tigers, elephants and snow leopards. In contrast, life in the Arabian Peninsula is dominated by a harsh desert environment with extreme temperatures, limited water, in sparse vegetation where people rarely on oases, underground water and seawater desalination for survival. Children, let us discuss another type of landform which is called deltas. The delta can be referred to a river delta, a triangular shaped landform created when a river deposited sediments as it flows into a larger body of water like a lake or ocean. Refer to the Greek letter delta, which symbolizes difference or a change in various fields such as mathematics, finance, and genetics. A delta is a triangular shaped area at the mouth of a river where it meets the sea or ocean. It is created by the deposition of slits and sand by rivers as they slow down. Children, the importance of delta are very fertile and are great for growing crops like rice. Examples of deltas are Ganga Brahmaputra Delta in India and Bangladesh and Nile Delta in Egypt. Children, now let us discuss the another type of landform which is called canyons. The canyon is a deep, narrow valley with very steep slides typically formed by the erosive activity of a river over millions of years. Through some can be formed by other geographical process or occur underwater. The canyons are very deep, narrow valleys as we discussed with steep sides. They are created over the time by rivers cutting through rocks. The canyons are famous for tourism, geological study and their beauty. Examples of canyons are Grand Canyon in USA. Children, now let us discuss about another type of landform which are observed on the earth. They are oceans. The oceans are vast, continuous bodies of salt water that cover approximately 71% of Earth's surface, containing 97% of the planet's water and supporting diverse life and crucial earth system. The signal global ocean is divided into 5 main regions. There are the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic and the Indian, the Southern and the Arctic Oceans. Oceans regulate climate by absorbing heat and moisture, play a central role in the water cycle, provide oxygen and are home to an incredible amount of diversity, much of which remains unexplored. However, they face significant threats from pollution, global warming or overfishing, necessitating urgent conservation of efforts.